Was good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in a building with another banger. Now, first things first, before we go ahead and get started, I gotta go ahead and say thank you, God, for another day and another opportunity. Now, as y'all can see from the looks of the title and the screen, today I'm gonna be showing y'all how to create the CATFISH two-way three-point shot creator build in NBA 2K23 on next gen. Now, keep in mind you can also make this build on current gen, and this is also going to be the Allen Iverson build with contact dunks. Now, as y'all can see, we're able to do everything on both ends of the floor, and especially when it comes down to the defense, that's where this build is really going to shine and where it gets the two-way build name from. Now, as far as when it comes down to the offensive end, we're going to be able to get every single pro dribble move package, and also we're going to be able to get pro contact dunks. Now, with the shooting, we're definitely going to be able to be a threat from outside, but when it comes down to the actual attributes, we have the potential to get a 100 plus when it comes down to the driving dunk, three-pointer, the ball handle, perimeter defense, as well as our steal. And I'm telling y'all, these areas are going to make a huge difference when it comes down to this build. And not to mention, but we will be able to get a 90 plus acceleration. Now look, if it's your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family. And I would appreciate it if everybody went ahead and smashed that like button. But be sure to comment down TG for thank God, as well as where you're tuning in from watching today. And I most definitely will be hitting y'all back with the response. Now from here, let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of this build. And I'm telling y'all, every single step is going to be crucial to actually maintain this build name. Now, when it comes down to the actual body settings, I'm going to go with the height of 6'1" today. Now, when it comes down to my weight, you have to go ahead and put this to 165. And the reason why I'm telling y'all that is because it's going to make a bigger difference when it comes down to the perimeter defense. Now, if you do decide to lower it, you definitely can do so. But I'm telling y'all, the build name may change and you're not going to be able to create it exactly how I'm showing y'all. Now, when it comes down to the wingspan, I'm going to go with 6'7". And then when it comes down to the body shape, I would pick between builds as well as slight. I'm going to leave that option up to you. But now let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of the physicals. Now, when it comes down to the speed, I'm going to go with the 76, 90 acceleration. For this build, we're going to skip over the strength because we are 6'1". But for the vertical, go with the 76 as well as an 89 stamina. And with the gym rat badge or your Gatorade facility workouts complete, these numbers are going to read 93 for the stamina, 80 vertical, 80 speed with a 94 acceleration. Now, I'm telling y'all, this is probably one of the strongest areas when it comes down to this build as a whole. From here, let's go ahead and check out what we're going to be looking like on the defensive end. Now, when it comes down to the defense, I'm going to go with the perimeter defense of an 88, 95 for the steal. Now, the defensive rebound will get brought up to a 43, and the interior also to a 28. Now, we get 24 badges, and for the badges out of Tier 1 that I like, Box Out Beast, Post Lockdown, Rebound Chaser, and Chase Down Artist are only going to cost us 4 badges. Now, for Tier 2, I really do like Workhorse, and that's going to allow us to unlock Tier 3. And from here, we get Challenger, Glove, Interceptor, as well as Clamps. Now, I'm telling y'all, this is actually one of the very first builds that you have the potential to get at least 100 plus badges. And that's going to come around somewhere in Season 8. But I'm telling you, from here, let's go ahead and get more into this build. And I'm going to go ahead and start with the playmaking. Now, for the pass accuracy, I'm going to go 75, 92 ball handle with a 79 speed with ball. Now, with these 22 badges, I like Ankle Breaker on Hall of Fame, Vice Grip, and then especially Quick First Step on Hall of Fame, Hyperdrive as well, and then we do get Gold Unpluckable for Tier 2. Now for Tier 3, I like Killer Combos, as well as Handles for Days, and even Clamp Breaker is another pretty solid badge. Now if you want to make adjustments towards this area, I would go ahead and do so now, but look, this is honestly the best way that you can even create this build, so I recommend that you do continue to follow along. And from here, we're going to go ahead and get into the shooting. Now for the mid-range shot, I'm going to go 78, 92 three-pointer, and a free throw of an 83. Now for these 24 badges, I like Midi Magician, Volume Shooter, also Amped on Hall of Fame, Green Machine, and Space Creator. And then for Tier 3, I'm really focused on Agent 3 as well as Limitless Range. Now I think so far so good for every single area, especially with the tiers of badges that we're actually able to unlock. And right here we're going to leave the rest of the remaining attributes and overall left over for the finishing. Now to wrap it up with the finishing, I did make one adjustment, so I did go lower when it comes down to my speed with the ball. We still have 22 badges to work with right here, and then when it comes down to the finishing, I think it makes all the better. So look, an 86 driving dunk, 80 driving layup with a 55 close shot, and with these 18 badges, honestly, I'm gonna be real, I like Fearless Finisher and then Pro Touch, and right there, even we're able to unlock Posterizer, Slithery, as well as Gold Limitless Takeoff. Now I think all of these badges mixed together make the perfect combination for your point guard build. Now again, feel free to make any adjustments along the way, but I definitely want to go ahead and say that this is the best point guard that I've honestly seen being created in a while. Now with these takeovers, we get the shot creating, the sharpshooting, playmaking, and then finally, we do get the lockdown. So however that you decide to go about this build making, make sure you base everything off of your own playstyle. Now I would go with Limitless Range, but since we already have the badge unlocked for the shooting, I'm going to go with ankle breaking shots to get better animations on the dribbling. Now for the final one, I'm going to have to say, I really do think extreme clamps is going to make a huge difference on this build. Now let's go ahead and make sure that we made it correctly together. And if you did, we should be getting these three comparisons: Allen Iverson, De'Aaron Fox, as well as Darius Garland. And as y'all can see, we have created the CATFISH two-way three-point shot creator with contact dunks on NBA 2K23. Now if you did make it this far into the video, would you make any changes or adjustments? And if you have any kind of recommendation, be sure to go ahead and drop a comment, and I most definitely will be sure to get back to y'all. Now from here, take into consideration buying your own boost as well as activating your takeover boost. You do have a potential to unlock some of the best attributes at their highest peak. And for example, that's going to apply to the driving dunk, the three-pointer, the ball handle, perimeter defense, as well as our steal. Now the acceleration is probably my favorite thing about this build, especially with that 99 steal. But from here, let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of the badges. Now when it comes down to these badges, on the finishing, I did skip over tier 1, but for tier 2, I'm going to go with Brown's Acrobat and Fearless Finisher. Now I really wanted to be sure that I was maintaining both of these badges together. Now another badge that I like is going to be Hall of Fame Pro Touch, and then for tier 3, Silver Posterizer with Gold Core Limitless Takeoff. Now honestly, if you wanted to, you can go ahead and throw on Giant Slayer. Any of the badges out of tier 1 are mainly going to be used when it comes down to the post scoring, so that's why I decided to go straight to tier 2 and then tier 3. Now for the shooting, we're actually going to see the same bit of a trend right here. So right here, I do go with Hall of Fame Amped, as well as Space Creator, and then Gold Green Machine. Now if you want to, you can take off Green Machine and then go ahead and put on Hall of Fame Volume Shooter. This all comes down to your own preference and liking of this build. But for tier 3, I'm going to go with Gold Limitless Range as well as Core Gold Agent 3. Both of these are one of the best possible layouts that you can make when it comes down to the shooting and the finishing. And the reason why I say that is because you have all of the main badges that are not only going to help us get contact dunks, but be an even bigger threat from the outside. Now when it comes down to the playmaking, the only tier 1 badge that I'm going to work with is going to be Hall of Fame Ankle Breaker. Now from there, I'm going to go with Hall of Fame Hyperdrive and Quick First Step. And then for tier 3, I like Core Gold Killer combos with Silver Handles for days. Now so far on the playmaking, I'm telling y'all, this is really going to go hand in hand when it comes down to the shooting and the finishing. One of the very best offensive builds that you can make. But let's check out the defense. So look, we get Box Out Beast, Chase Down Artist with Rebound Chaser, and Post Lockdown. Now these are only going to cost us 4 badges, so I had to go ahead and throw them on. For tier 2, I went ahead and put on Hall of Fame Workhorse, and then for tier 3, look. Now look, for tier 3, we get Interceptor, Challenger, as well as Core Gold Glove. Now I think the defense is looking pretty overpowered, especially for a 6-1 build. Now once you take a look at the playmaking, I'm telling y'all, everything about this build really reminds me of Allen Iverson, especially any type of 6-1 player. But let me know, what do y'all think about this badge layout and this build in general? And And I would highly appreciate it if everybody went ahead and commented down TG for thank God and where you're tuning in from, and I most definitely will be hitting y'all back with a response. But man, if it was your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family. And don't forget to go ahead and smash that like button. But with all that being said, man, I got one last thing to say. Thank you, God, for another day and another opportunity. And with all that being said, Rich out.